All right, hello everybody. Today is I believe day 28, no 29 of our video lessons. I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're all doing safe and staying healthy. Hopefully you were all able to catch up on your work from yesterday. Because again, I will be inputting grades soon, and so hopefully you were all able to just catch up on all of your work. All right, and hopefully from now on, just every time you watch a video, just do the Google Forms right away. All right, don't leave it until the last minute, because then that's how you get overwhelmed and you get stressed out. So just do it as soon as I put out the video. All right. But other than that, for our warm-up today, we're actually going to do number 5 on page 153 because I did have a few questions on this question yesterday. So go ahead, try it out on your own. And now go ahead and pause the video and get started. All right, so hopefully we were able to solve it, right? But if not, that's okay. This one was a bit tricky. But we are about to go to middle school, so it's good that we're actually starting to do a little bit more challenging problems. So here we have a table, and on the left side you have the month, and then on the right side you have the how much flour the bakery used in pounds. So for example, January they have 3 pounds, February 2 pounds, March 1 whole and 1/4 pound, and then so on and so forth. Okay. And let's go ahead and take a look at part A. So at part A, it says she bought 3/4 of January's total in August. So, this is an interesting one, right? But it's actually pretty much the same thing that we have been doing here. It's the same exact thing, except now it's just a word problem, right? So what does this mean? Well, let's break it down. And actually, I'll just do it right here. Well, she bought 3/4 of January, so she brought 3/4 of January. Okay. Well, remember a while ago when we had questions like 1/2 of 12 or 3/4 of 15? Remember that? That really just meant 1/2. The same thing as, well, I'll do it over here. 1/2, that is the same thing as 1/2 times 12. 3/4, the same thing as 3/4 times 15. So again, it's the same thing. Just think of this word as a multiplication sign, all right? And so we're actually doing the same thing here. 3/4 of January. Well, how much did she sell in January? 3. Well, then that means that this is the same thing as saying 3/4 of January of 3, which is the same thing as saying 3/4 times 3. And you see, now it's become a lot more doable. It's a lot easier, right? And now let's just go ahead and solve that. 3 times 3, that is 9. 9/4, and you know what, just because we are in 5th grade, let's go ahead and change that to a mixed number, because this is an improper fraction, right? Our numerator is greater than our denominator. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right here. I have 9/4, and this should be an easy one, right? We have 9/4. This is the same thing as 4 divided by 9. 4 goes into 9 how many times? 2. 4 times 2, 8. 9 minus 8, 1. So my answer is 2 wholes, 1/4. You see? So then, how much did she buy in August? Well, 2 wholes and 1/4. This right here. All right? Now let's go ahead and do part B. Part B says she bought 7/8 as much in April as she did in October and July combined. Okay, so she bought 7/8 as much in April. So we need to find out this one now. This one, as she did in October. So we're gonna have to multiply that by October and July combined. So that means we have to add up October and July. And this one's actually now a lot like this one, right? Like one of these problems where we have parentheses. First, we have to add up October and July, and then we multiply that by 7/8, okay? So go ahead and just try that out on your own really quick now that you know what you need to do. Look at October and July, and then multiply that by 7/8. I'm gonna give you 1 second to try and think about it and try and solve it, all right? Go for it. All right, hopefully you were all able to solve it. I did give you a few seconds. So let's solve it. October, we have 3/4 plus July, 1 whole and 1/4. Oh, you know what? This is actually really, they did us a huge favor here because look, our denominators are the same. Here I have a denominator 4, here I have a denominator of 4. That is perfect. That's awesome because it makes our job a lot easier now. Because I have 3/4, so do it here, plus 1 whole and 1/4, right? I added my whole numbers. Here I don't have a whole number, so nothing plus 1, that's just 1. 3/4 plus 1/4, my fraction, that is 4/4. So it's another way I can rewrite this one, everybody. Exactly. 4/4, that's 1 whole. So then I have 1 whole and 1 whole. 1 plus 1, that is 2. But I'm not finished, right? I'm not finished. Because I still have to multiply that by 7/8. I still have to multiply this by 7/8. So I have 2 wholes times 7/8. All right? So I have 7 times 2 over 8. What's 7 times 2, everybody? 14, exactly. So I'm going to have 14 over 8. So let's go ahead and solve it. 8 divided by 14. How many times does 8 go into 14? 1 time. 8 times 1, 8. 14 minus 8, what's that? 6. So my answer is 1 whole and 6/8. So how much did you buy in April? This much. 1 whole and 6/8. All right, and this is it. This is what we had to do for this problem. And this is actually a very good warm-up because that brings us to today's lesson, which is lesson 11, pages 167 and 168. All right, and these are all word problems, everybody. And really, it's really difficult for me to try and explain to all of you how to solve a word problem, right? But that is why I'm a big fan of the UDCL model, right? Because it doesn't matter what type of word problem it is, you follow these steps and you should have a good idea on how to solve it, all right? You know, every word problem is different. You're gonna have to try and figure it out, really. But you have to understand the 4 basic steps. Remember, the U, what does my U stand for? Understand the question. Do you understand what you need to solve for? You know, do you need to add? Do you need to subtract in order to solve for it? What do you need to do? What is the question asking you to find? Okay, that's my U. My D is, well, you need to make a plan, a draft plan. You know, just by reading it one time really quick, what do you think you need to do? All right. Or more importantly, what are you definitely not going to do, all right? And then C is when you actually do the math, right? You actually add or subtract or multiply or divide. You know, that's when I should really be seeing, you know, your work. And then finally, your L part is you look back. Does your answer make sense, right? If, let's say, a problem was telling you, you got 2 apples from your mom and 2 apples from your brother. How many apples do you have in total? And you got an answer that says like 100. You know that's definitely wrong. So that's why it's very important that you need to look back, all right? Look back at your problem. Try and create a sentence that summarizes your whole answer, okay? Sorry, I was drinking water. But anyways, let's go ahead and I'm just going to model to all of you how we solve these types of word problems, okay? Because we're not doing anything different, everybody. We're doing the same thing we were doing, here. We're still multiplying fractions. We're just doing the same thing we did here, doing the same things we did here, all right? But now we're just gonna take it one step further and we're gonna add word problems, okay? Because I know you can do this. This part right here, these types of questions are easy, right? It's kind of like 4 times 4, 2 times 2. But now we're just gonna make it so there's gonna be an extra step of word problems, all right? So let's go ahead and try and solve them. I'll do number 1 for you, and then you can go ahead and do the rest of them on your own at home, all right? So number 1, Jenny's mom says she has an hour before it's bedtime. Jenny spends a third of the hour texting a friend and one-fourth of the time brushing her teeth and putting on her pajamas. She spends the rest of the time reading her book. How many minutes did Jenny read? Okay, So first of all, do I understand the problem? Yeah, I think so. I need to understand, or I need to solve for how many minutes is Jenny reading, right? That's what I need to solve for right there. So I know whatever problem I get at the end, I should be answering how many minutes did Jenny read. All right, well, one way we could think about this one, everybody, is now we're at our D part, right? We did our U. Now we're at the D part. Well, one thing I'm going to do is I need to make a plan. Well, I think I'm probably going to have to subtract. Maybe add as well, all right? I'm definitely probably not going to multiply, all right? So no multiplying. So if I end up multiplying or doing something like that, I know that it's probably wrong, okay? Now let's move on to my C, the continuation of the plan. This is when you should actually be, really think about it, really think about the question, read it again if you need to, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and read it again because I'm a little bit confused. Jenny's mom says she has an hour before it's bedtime. Jenny spends a third of her hour texting and a quarter of the time, one-fourth of the time brushing her teeth and putting on her pajamas. So you know what, everybody? One way I want to think about this one, and maybe it makes sense for you all as well, it's, you know what? I'm going to pretend that I'm going to make a tape diagram. Right? We spend quite a bit of time making these tape diagrams. The question tells me that Jenny spent how much of her time texting? A third of her time. A third of the hour. A third of the hour. So I'm going to put texting. Okay. Yeah, I'm just going to make this one a bit bigger. All right. So she spent this much time texting, a third of it. 1/3. Remember, it says that Jenny spent a third of her hour. So that means that this whole tape diagram right here is 1 whole hour, right? 1 hour. And this is a third of an hour. And then what else did she spend her time doing? What else was Jenny doing? Exactly, she was brushing her teeth and putting on her pajamas. And how much time did she spend on that? Exactly, a quarter, 1/4 of it. So I don't know, I'm going to do this part. She spent a quarter of her hour brushing her teeth. I'm going to put brush, teeth, plus PJs. Not peanut butter and jelly, everybody. Pajamas, PJs. All right. And so what I need to solve for, everybody, let me find another marker, a different colored one. All right, here we go. Pink one. I need to find out how much time did she spend reading. And you see, I'm gonna pause really quick right here, everybody, and notice how I'm being really organized, right? Notice how everything's neat, organized. I made a tape diagram. I drew the picture, because now, but just by looking at this, I have a very good idea as to what I need to do, right? If your paper's probably looking something like this, I don't know, something like that maybe. I don't have no idea what you're trying to do, and probably you have no idea what you're trying to do either, right? It's kind of just really it's messy, right? There's really no picture. I don't know what you're trying to do. And you know, sometimes I have seen students who just are all over the place, right? They have numbers here, they have another number here, they have a 1 there, an 8 here. And you know what, everybody, that's just way too messy. Okay, this is way too messy. Math should not be messy. It needs to be organized. It needs to be neat. Okay, because look at me, even though I have pretty bad handwriting, you know, this is like a first grader's handwriting, I'm still being neat. I'm still being organized, okay? And if this whole thing doesn't fit in your paper, go ahead and grab another white blank piece of paper and do it there, okay? Right here, I'm pretty lucky because I have a whiteboard. But anyways, continue on. So I don't want this orange or green part. I only want this pink part because that is what the question is asking me to find. I need to find out, how much did Jenny read? How much time did she spend reading? So how can I solve this, everybody? Well, this is actually reminding me a lot of our previous warm-ups when we were learning on regular word problems, right? I don't want this part, the orange or green or the purple. I just want this pink part. So what can I do? Well, there's different ways I can do it. Because I only want this pink part, I'm gonna have to get rid of this orange and green part, right? I can add both of these up and then subtract that by 1 and then see what I get, right? Or what you can do also is subtract the 1 minus the orange, get an answer, and then subtract that by your green. But what I am choosing to do, everybody, is I am adding these two up, and then I'm gonna subtract that from my total, right? I'm gonna subtract this part and from this part, okay? These two parts from that part. This is what I mean. I need to add up 1/3 plus 1/4. 1/3 plus 1/4. Now, one thing I'm noticing, everybody, is that my denominators are not the same, so I'm gonna have to find my least common denominator, right? And hopefully by now it's become a lot easier. I have a denominator of 3 and a denominator of 4. Let's go ahead and skip count and find out which one they have in common. I have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, and I'll stop right there. Next up I have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, and I'll stop right there. You know what? Let's go up to 24 actually. You know what? 28. You know what? 32. But anyways, do you see any number that they have in common? Yes, I do. I see that they have this 12 in common. So 12 is my least common denominator. How can I multiply this 3 to become a 12? 3 times 4, exactly. Now everybody notice that for this part, I am going a little bit faster just because hopefully by now we know how to find least common denominators, okay? If you need some review on how to find least common denominators with LCD, go ahead and watch the previous videos, okay? I think from 2 weeks ago. But anyways, back to this problem. How can I change this 4 into a 12? Multiply by 3. So now I have 1 times 3, 3. 4 times 3, 12. And notice again how both of my denominators are the same. So that means I'm on the right track. 4 plus 3, 7 over 12. My answer is 7/12. But I'm not finished. Right, that just tells me this orange plus green part, that's equal to 7/12. In order to get this pink part, I need to subtract that from 1. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Subtract it right here. 1 whole minus 7/12. Well, again, I don't have same denominators. So 1 minus 7/12, there are different ways I can do this, everybody. Let's see, I think what I'm going to choose to do, I think this is actually a perfect time for me to make a number line. I have 0, I have 1 whole, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Here I have 1 12, 2 12s, 3 12s, 4 12s, 5 12s, 6 12s, and then so on, okay? I have 1 whole, I'm subtracting how much? 7 12s. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My answer, everybody, 1 whole minus 7 twelfths is 5 twelfths, okay? Now another way we could have solved this another way you could have solved it is we have 1 whole minus, what, 7 twelfths? You could have solved it using the least common denominator. I have LCD. Now, if you don't have any number, you're going to assume that the number at the bottom is 1. I'm going to repeat that again. Let's say that you just have, I don't know, a 3, a regular 3. We can assume that it's 3 over 1. Or 4 divided by 1, that's just 4. Okay, but in this case, I have 1 whole. But anyways, if that's a little bit too confusing, that's okay. We haven't really gone over what this means. That's not the important part, okay? That's why I made a number line. But anyways, you could have solved it as if you assume that this denominator is 1 and this denominator is 12. Let's go ahead and find the least common denominator. I'm gonna skip count by 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. And you know what? I'm going to stop right there. 12, 24, 36, 48. And you know what? I'll stop right there as well. What's the number that they both have in common? Yeah, they have this 12 in common, right? That is my least common denominator. So how can I turn this 1 into a 12? 1 times what number? 1 times 12, right? 1 times 12. 1 times 12, 12 over 12 minus 7 over 12. Now remember, because this is already a 12, I don't need to multiply that. It's already a 12. 12 minus 7, 5 over 12, right? So another different technique you could have used, but we'll go over this technique a little bit later. But our answer in any case is 5 over 12, right? And that's it. Now, what's our last step, everybody, to our UDCO model? Is we look back. Well, my answer is Jenny spent 5/12 of the hour reading. And that makes a lot of sense, okay? She's spending quite a bit of time reading her book. All right, and now I'm finished. Now everybody go ahead and solve these next few problems. Now I am gonna tell all of you that you should not be done with this within 10 minutes or 15 minutes. As you can tell, this problem took us about 10 minutes. And there are 5 problems. You should probably be spending about an hour, okay? But that's okay, it's only an hour. You should probably be spending an hour on this lesson, all right? But that's it for our math. Go ahead and finish the rest on your own. Now for your science, everybody, you're going to start on your new chapter, your new unit. You're gonna go down to 5th grade science. And this week's unit, everybody, is we are gonna talk about the human body, which is actually kind of cool. It's gonna be week 9 life science called Being Human. It's actually kind of cool because, well, right now with everything that's going on, we're going to be talking about, our immune system and our respiratory system. And this is actually very important when it comes, to this virus that, is affecting a lot of people, unfortunately. So we'll learn a little bit, how our body responds to viruses and what our body's actually doing and really how our bodies work. But we'll talk about that this week. For today, all you're going to do is just read 1, 2, and 3. All right, so again, 1, 2, 3. You're going to read the human body, this one, and the body system. All right. You're only going to read these 3 because for your math, you will be doing quite a bit of reading. So for today, quite a bit of word problems. So for today, just focus on these 3 sections, okay? But that's it, everybody. Please be sure that you are completing the Google Forms like these in the description video. Hit submit. Again, please, you need to do this. You need to do this because they are part of your grade. All right, it's in the description video. So for example, like that, right here, it'll say assignment. I think we're on assignment 5, so complete that. But in any case, that's it, everybody. Zoom meeting today at 1 o'clock. Hope you're all staying safe and healthy. Have a great day.